What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Dudes Who Bet Daily here, February 17, 2023. And I thought we'd start this off with something a little bit different since it's not a wonderful betting day from a sports perspective. We don't have any NBA since we're going into All-Star break here. Obviously, NFL is over, but the NFL doesn't ever really stop. So I want to start out with a little draft talk here because you can bet draft already. Right now, your favorite for the number one overall pick, Bryce Young out of Alabama. But we've got four quarterbacks that are currently projected in the top 10 and two next year, who both would be above all four of them. So it's an interesting setup here in the NFL. We've got Bryce Young, we've got CJ Stroud, we've got Drew Levis, and we've got Anthony Richardson, all projected top 10 picks right now. Papa Dude, Aaron, you guys watch college football like crazy here. So I'll start out with you, Aaron. Bryce Young, should he be number one right now? Minus 165 in the market to be the first overall pick. And of the four, which one do you think is going to take some steam here?
It's a tough question. Quarterbacks are always the hardest to predict, right? How they're going to translate to the NFL. And Papa Dude and I could be firsthand at that. We watched Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, and we're like, wow, they're really good. But Jalen Hurts was the best one out of the three, and he had the least amount of hype in college. As far as your question goes, I like Bryce Young an awful lot. I thought he was really a great quarterback, and I really feel like without him, Alabama may have slipped a little bit, So I think he really kind of played up Alabama really well the last 2 years. So I like Bryce Young. I think that Levis from Kentucky will start taking a little steam. He's got the measurables, right? When you look at him, he looks like the prototypical NFL quarterback. I don't really know what he's going to be, but I think he has the measurables.
Yeah, Papa Dude, the rumblings started mid-season this year that Levis was going to climb this draft board because he's 6'6", he's got the size, he's got the arm, he's got all of those physical attributes the NFL quarterbacks, kind of the NFL GMs are looking to project with their quarterbacks. And you've got Young and Stroud who are a little bit smaller, both have big arms, but they just don't have that same physical presence that Levis does. I wouldn't be shocked if Levis catches some steam and starts moving up some boards. What are your thoughts on Levis coming out? Are any of these quarterbacks ones that you'd want to build a franchise around as we start looking at this?
Well, again, I'm like Aaron. It's a crapshoot when you pick one. How many guys have failed that people thought were going to make it?
Yeah,
I would have to think that Young would make it. I'd be shocked. A lot of it also depends on who gets you, what team you're in. And can you stay healthy? Because you're going to get drafted by a bad team probably. And so you're going to take a beating the first couple of years. And I think that affects a lot of quarterbacks. Sometimes they get beat to death and they get hurt. But I would take Bryce Young. I think he's proven that he can do a lot. He's not small either. What is he? He's 6'2", 6.
I think he's around 6 feet. I'll double check.
Oh, well, if he's that small, then that's a different story.
He's not the size of your prototypical quarterback in the
NFL.
But
he's not tiny, is he?
He's not Kyler Murray. No.
Yeah.
No, he's 6 feet tall. Yeah,
he's 6 feet.
194.
Okay, what's Stroud? Can you look him up real quick?
Killing me, Papa Dude.
Well, I'm telling you, that makes a difference to me. It's been proven.
6'3", 218.
Oh, he's bigger.
He's bigger.
All right. I think that is killing Mayfield and Murray both. Mm-hmm. I don't think Mayfield, especially, I just see so many balls that are tipped that he throws, and Murray's smaller. Now I was on record of thinking I didn't think Murray would be a good NFL quarterback. I really didn't, because I didn't think he could stay healthy, and it's been proven he can't. He's hurt all the time. He is tiny. When you see him in person, he is tiny. And so that would scare me a little bit. I would take, of the four that you mentioned, Young has proven he's a winner. Levitt hasn't. I realize Levitt hasn't been with a good team either. So he does look good in a uniform. He really does. The guy at Florida, no freaking way. There is no way I would draft that guy in the first round. It's just no way.
This is why I thought this was a good topic. Anthony Richardson is the only one I would draft. I wouldn't. I think Bryce Young has the highest floor. Don't get me wrong. I agree with all of those comments where if you're going safe, he's the one. Anthony Richardson's sizzle reel. If you do just top 10 plays, he is by far the most physically gifted of the four and has the highest ceiling. And if I'm trying to beat Patrick Mahomes, if I'm trying to beat Joe Burrow, if I'm trying to beat Jalen Hurts, he's the type of player that I want. And I would rather just suck for this year and end up with one of the guys next year, either May or Williams, than I would take one of those first three that we've talked about, because I think Richardson has the highest ceiling. The kid can throw the ball 50 yards with his feet standing still. Now, there's a bunch of other issues around him, right? We've only started for 1 year. He's got a lot of issues from a just decision-making process still. He's a project. But, man, that ceiling is so high for him.
Okay, so but what if you have don't you want him to play right now if you're going to draft him in the top 10 and he ain't ready?
Yeah, see, I would rather take him in the top 10 and sit him a year.
Do what?
I'd rather take him in the top 10 and sit him a year.
Well, okay, so you better have another quarterback then.
Yeah, like think about Seattle, right? You put him up in Seattle and put him behind Geno for a year, right?
They won't be in the top 10, will they?
They do, because they have Denver's pick.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yeah, for the next 28 years.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's true. The kid at North Carolina, the May kid, boy, he impressed me. He really impressed me. Now, will he be coming? Was he a sophomore?
Yeah, he'll be next year.
Okay. Yeah, I know he's not this year. Boy, he impressed me a lot. And of course, Williams does too. Williams is the kind of guy that the NFL loves right now. They love those things. I mean, he's a surefire number one, no doubt about it.
Based on everything I've heard and read, Williams and May would go 1-2 in this draft.
I would think so.
So
yes.
If you want to transition to that, Somich, I know you want to. Caleb Williams is the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever watched.
Well,
he can do anything. He made throws at Oklahoma his true freshman year where Dad and I looked at each other like, I've never seen that. And we watch Oklahoma like we've seen good quarterbacks. He made throws at times where it's like, oh my God. Like, I think he's going to be the next big quarterback.
Right. And the thing that impressed me, and Aaron, you remember this too, the first time we ever saw him, he was a true freshman warming up. And you looked at him like, this kid's a senior, the way he's acting out on the field.
Yeah.
He was looking at Spencer Rattler like, you suck.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Behind you. I mean, it wasn't
the only one.
That was OU's biggest problem, I think, is everybody on the team knew he was way better than Rattler.
Yes.
And there was just this rest. And once he finally got in there, they were fine.
Yeah.
So that would be my other argument for not taking the top three.
Yeah.
Taking Levis, Stroud, or Bryce Young, is because I'd rather be bad for a year and take Brad May or Caleb Williams next year. I think that's the smarter way to approach this. And they both have higher floors and ceilings than all of those top three.
Here's another thing too. Williams has got another year under Riley.
Yeah.
And that's going to benefit him so much. They are really probably going to be one of the favorites to win the national championship next year.
He's going to be the odds-on Heisman favorite for sure. I wasn't sure if you were going to say that was a positive or negative, Papa Dude. I mean,
no.
Quarterbacks haven't exactly been wonderful in the NFL.
No, when it comes to offense, he's the best. There's hardly anybody better.
You say that, Somich, but the flip side of it is maybe Murray and Mayfield really weren't that good, and he still got him to be number one draft picks. You know what I mean? And then Hurts was a guy that I don't think anybody thought would be a number one draft pick. Came to Oklahoma. He's in the first round. So
another thing to think about here while we're talking about this, I know we need to go on, but what if Hurts hadn't come to Oklahoma and was under Riley? And by the way, Nick Saban talked Jalen Hurts into coming to Oklahoma. He was going to go to Maryland.
Yep.
And I'll bet you we wouldn't be listening or talking about Jalen Hurts right now.
I bet you're right.
Oklahoma.
I don't know. At this point, I don't think I can doubt Jalen Hurts anymore. I think the kid is just so good up here that, like, the work ethic, everything you hear about him is just so phenomenal. And, like, rarely do you see quarterbacks improve like he did. I mean, his accuracy in the Super Bowl was otherworldly. Yeah. And his accuracy at Oklahoma was below mine. I mean, it wasn't good. So just to see him improve and how well he's done, I think Jalen Hurts would have succeeded no matter where he goes because of the intangibles, which is probably the hardest thing to draft is intangibles. Exactly. And that's one of the most important things when you're looking at quarterbacks. It's why you have basically a 50% hit rate over the last 10 years for first round quarterbacks. It's flipping a coin and either you get it or you don't. So Interesting NFL draft we have coming up. We'll talk more about this as we get closer to it, because this is one of my favorite things to bet, which is, I know sounds crazy, but I love betting the NFL draft because you can often get some nice prices and you can get information that ends up paying off. So it's one thing we'll talk about as we go through here. But we got to jump into an interesting college basketball slate today. We're going to start out with a Papa Dude special here. We've got Yale -3 taking on Penn. Total sitting at 142.5 in this game. Similar records in conference, Papa Dude, even though Yale has a better record overall. What do you like here in this Ivy League matchup?
Well, what makes the slate of games so complicated tonight is it's all Ivy League, and then whatever that league is that Iona's in.
Yeah.
What is it's the MAAC? I can't remember. Mid-Atlantic, I think, something like that. Anyway, they're all alike. These teams, you see one, you see the other. In the Ivy League, you just throw them in a hat this year. I mean, I've gotten burned 2 or 3 times. I'm taking Penn tonight because they're at home, and I don't know how Yale will play on the road. These Ivy League games are tough. I think that's an upset that could happen tonight. I'm going to take the Quakers from Penn over the Bulldogs tonight.
I like the +3 on Penn here as well, Aaron. We're going to go clean sweep.
Sure, let's do it. I'll go Penn with you guys, and we'll just be Penn. No, I picked Yale. No,
You picked Yale.
not so fast. Yale -3. Give me Yale.
All right, let's head out to the Mountain West, the other conference going on. This was my favorite game of the day if I was going to bet a college hoops game. I like San Jose State, at home, laying the 1.5 against New Mexico. I think New Mexico is a little bit overrated here, and they're San Jose State, strong home team as well here. Total sitting at 143.5. Papa Dude, you with me on San Jose State?
Yes, New Mexico's in a dumpster fire right now. They are really playing bad. Wyoming thumped them the other night. They're heading down. In fact, right now they're out of the NCAA tournament where they were a cinch 2 weeks ago. So they're really struggling. I don't know what's going on. Tough trip out to San Jose. They're not bad. I like the Spartans as well tonight.
Aaron?
Sweep. San Jose State. Give me San Jose State.
This is the only college basketball game I bet today. I actually did bet San Jose State minus the 1.5. So hopefully we can get it going. I know we had a special email request here, Papa Dude.
Got it.
Come in. Specifically asking for your best bet and Dr. Tang's best bet. Now, your best bet is not a spread here in college basketball, so I thought this would be a good time to give it to him. What is your best bet today in college basketball?
Well, first of all, I don't think he wanted my best bet. But he wanted Dr. Tang's best bet. And Aaron's emailed him or texted him, and I've been texting him. He's nervous, and I want to make sure I cover him on this now because tonight's slate is hard. It is difficult to find anything tonight. There's only 18 games. It's really tough. He went with one I really like, a big game in the Horizon Conference tonight between Wright State and Cleveland State. This game is in Cleveland. Wright State is traditionally really good, as is Cleveland. Now, if you don't have anything to do, I imagine it may be on CBS Sports. It's on what? It's on ESPNU.
Yep.
All right. It's worth watching. This will be a really good game if you like college basketball. Cleveland State is favored at home. Wright State is a better team. The Dr. Tang special of the night, Wright State +2 over Cleveland State.
Wow. I thought he was going to go Cleveland State there.
No.
I don't know anything about either of these teams. I would lean Cleveland State, better in conference record and at home. But, hey, I'm not going to argue with Dr. Tang here. Aaron, what do you like?
I like Cleveland State tonight. Big. But you cannot question Dr. Tang. So Wright State +2. We'll see what happens.
There we go. All right. So there's the college basketball Dr. Tang special of the day. We got to come up with a name of that if we're going to keep doing that one. I'll start thinking about it. There's actually 3 really good hockey games, though. So we get to talk about 3 NHL games. I thought this slate was sneaky good here.
Oh, yeah.
Slate. We're going to start out with the Stars, -110, heading into the Wild, -110. Total sitting at a paltry 5.5, one of the lower totals. We're going to talk about a really big total next game, which I think is really interesting. Surprised we saw a 7 hung on the board today. But we'll start here with the Stars and the Wild, 2 defensive teams. Minnesota needs this game. So does Dallas. This should be an awfully fun one here. Aaron, who do you like in this spot?
I'm going to take Dallas. I've watched this Minnesota team a lot. They just can't get over the hump. Dallas, very good team. And listen, you don't want to play Dallas when you're not scoring goals. And Minnesota's not scoring right now. Give me the Stars to pull the up. Well, I guess it's not really an upset, but give me the Stars in a pick'em game, basically.
I'm going back to my good old under 1.5 first period. This seems like a perfect game for that. I just don't think either team wants to give anything up early. I think it's minus 108 right now if you look over at Bookmaker. Under first period for me here in what should be a defensive battle. You can see by that total of 5.5. Two teams that like to play defensive. Stars better at home. I would lean Wild because I do think the Wild is just home ice advantage here. I think makes a difference with these two teams. But I like the under first period 1.5 the most here, Papa Dude. What are your thoughts?
That's the best bet for sure. 1-0. It's not going to be higher than that, I don't think. I went with the Wild tonight. I've been going against them recently and been doing well, but I think they're going to win tonight. They got to win a game sooner or later. It's at home. It's a toss up. So I'm just going to with the home ice tonight. I think they're going to get Dallas in this one. By the way, I was looking the other day and kind of keep this in mind when the playoffs come around. I think this is something to keep in mind. Look at how many close games Dallas has been in. I think they have like 11 ties.
Yeah, they play a ton of low-scoring close games. Yeah,
okay, that is not a team you want to back in the playoffs because they aren't dominant. They may get the number 1 seed in the West. I'm going against them if they do. But anyway, that's down the road. I'm going to go Wild tonight, and this will be a great game to watch.
I haven't looked at I don't usually – so I start diving into NHL stats toward the end of the year when I'm trying to figure this out. I'd love to know how Dallas is from a 5-on-5 perspective because a team that is in close games that's a good 5-on-5 team is one I like in the playoffs. A team that's in close games consistently that's relying on the power play and the penalty kill is one I generally stray away from because you have less penalties in the playoffs. So I'll have to dive more into the Dallas stats. They aren't explosive, but, man, they're grinders. And so it'll be interesting to see how they actually perform in the playoffs. They're currently first in the Central. And like you said, Papa Dude, they do have a shot here at the top overall seed in the West as they're currently 1 point ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights, a team that we've talked about quite a bit here as a possible like to win the Cup. Stanley Cup contender as well. All right, let's head over to a game with a 7 total featuring the best goalie in the NHL. What? Rangers plus 115 heading into Edmonton minus 125. The total is 7, Aaron. 7 goals.
I'd go over.
I thought you might.
The Rangers are scoring in bunches. Edmonton doesn't play defense, but boy, can Edmonton score too. I'd go over the 7. I'm taking the Rangers because why? The Rangers will stop the Edmonton Oilers enough to win. Edmonton just is giving up goals like crazy. It's unbelievable. So give me the Rangers in this one. Give me over the 7. And Papa Dude is right. St. Louis Blues over the Dallas Stars in the first round. Mark that down.
Unbelievable. I mean, honestly, if we make the playoffs, that's probably the matchup I want.
Exactly.
We could beat them. I don't want to face the Golden Knights. Maybe if the Kraken get the 1 seed, that wouldn't be bad. They're only 3 points back right now, which is bad in itself. Yeah. Give me the Rangers here plus 115 as well. I watched the entire game they played last time against Vancouver. They just weren't really trying on off defense, which was kind of strange. It felt like they just knew they could outscore them. This doesn't necessarily feel like a game where you want to get in a scoring contest because Edmonton has the 2 best players on offense in this game. So I think the Rangers defense shows up a little bit here. I like the Rangers plus 115. I'm not touching that total, man. I could see 10 goals. I could see 4. And so this just seems like a high variance total game to me because it's all about whether or not the Rangers show up on defense. And I would suspect they're going to play better. So I'll take the Rangers plus 115, but I'm not going anywhere near that 7, Papa Dude. What about you?
That's the first 7 I've seen.
I can't remember another one. And
I haven't either.
It's always to be in it. It's just wild.
Yeah, it's always either 5.5, 6, or 6.5.
Yeah,
I've not seen a 7. That is wild. I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going the Oilers at home tonight. The Rangers have been on the road a while. Tough place to play. Oilers going to get them tonight.
I think I saw McDavid's shot total at 2.5 or 3.5 in here. I think he fires the puck again tonight. So I would take the over on the McDavid shot total. This is a game where he's going to try and get loose and get shots on goal. So that's one prop I kind of like here is McDavid over shots. But I still think I'm still going to leave with the Rangers. This should be a fun one, though.
Oh, it'll be a great game.
Right? I'm I'm going to try and put this one on the TV. We'll see if my daughter lets me around 7 o'clock tonight. All right, let's jump over to the final NHL game. Another one with a close number. The Penguins -105 heading into the Islanders -115. Total sitting here at 6.5. Islanders been playing well since the trade deadline. Aaron, you going to back the Islanders or the visiting Penguins?
I have so much trouble getting the Islanders and the Penguins right when they're playing not each other. So now they're playing each other. I really like what the Islanders did. I was a big Bo Horvat fan at Vancouver, and they got him. I'll back the Islanders tonight at home. Admittedly, two teams I just have no feel for.
Yeah, I like the Islanders here as well. Now these teams are great, 61 and 63 points respectively. The Islanders have lost 3 in a row. You feel like they wanted to be buyers when they made that Horvat move. So you'd think that this team is going to get motivated and go on a run. So I'll take the Islanders -115 in a game that really features two pretty inconsistent teams here, Papa Dude.
Yeah. I'll make it a clean sweep. I'm going Islanders as well.
All right. So we've got 3 Islanders here laying the 115. All right, let's go to the race of the day. This has been probably one of the better segments for us recently. We had the try 2 days ago, had the exacta yesterday. So what was the winner at 7-2 on top there? Race number 8, Gulfstream, $16,000, going a mile on the turf. The one horse Doobie out here. Aaron, who do you like?
This is one of the tougher ones I think we've talked about on the show. And you always pick a pretty tough one, but this one's tough. I think the number 8, Gospel Way, is going to run a lot better today. Second off the claim for Atard. Last time out, ran at this level. Yeah, it was okay. Got 4th, beaten 6 lengths. But now we get Jose Ortiz aboard, a big-time jockey upgrade from Morales. I think this horse is interesting. I think the trip is going to be a lot different today. I think we're going to sit about 4th or 5th. There's a lot of speed in the race. I like the number 8, Gospel Way, at 6-1. I think we might get it, too. So I'm going to go a little bit of an upset with the 8, Gospel Way, on top.
So that's my tournament horse. I'll be using the 8 in pretty much everything. There's 4 horses coming out of that race. And, man, it was a funky one. The horse that took the lead is back here. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. It's Bright Devil, who basically ran off from the number 11 horse, was in the 9 of 9 post, went 23, 45, and 4 at this level last time and created just absolute chaos in that spot. If you watch the race, Gospel Way had trouble, like legit trouble around the far turn, had to check back and then re-rallied to get 4th and beat everyone else who's back in this race. I think Gospel Way makes a ton of sense here at 6-1. I just couldn't get away from the 4 horse, unfortunately, here. Who's your favorite? Self-Made at 3-1. Took Martin Drexler last time. I'm going to take him again here. This is a pretty big drop in class from those Woodbine races where we're running an optional claimers, 15,000, 32,000, then runs in a starter allowance last time here and just faced way better horses. But if you go back to the turf efforts, multiple races can win this race for Self-Made that we've seen in the past. I don't love taking the chalk, especially in these races of the days, because they're generally pretty hard races. That's kind of what we're doing here, is picking some tough races. I do have the 4 on top, though. However, I do like Aaron's 8 as well. I was 4-8 in this race, so I like the pick there on Gospel Way. Papa Dude, where'd you end up here?
Well, I like both your horses, so we're unanimous. It's just going to be which one comes first and which one's comes second. It sounds to me like I'm going to go ahead and go with the 8 at 6-1 because I don't like the favorite that well at 3-1. I do agree with you. He's the Self-Made has been in much tougher races. Big drop. Should run better today, but I'm going to go with the 8. We're going to go 8-4 and throw a little bit in on the 6.
All right. Can I give you a bomb here?
All right.
Did you guys look at the 2 at all? Not even a little summer shandy. Not any efforts on the turf in this horse's career, but has closed well on the synthetic. The first, now we're kind of jumping up in class, but both of those claiming races were kind of sneaky good. This is a 4-year-old who is a son of Summerfront, who is a son of Warfront with a Candy Ride mare. So the turf should be absolutely no problem for this horse, who's on the upswing and closes. And there is a ton of pace in this race to run into. I think you could do worse than the 15-1 2-horse Summer Shandy here. Aaron, did you look at this one at all?
No.
All right, then. Fine. Dr. Tang likes the 3 a little bit. I actually didn't hate the 3 either. I thought the pace was against the 3. That's why I didn't end up using that one anywhere. But that's the other Drexler horse I believe in here. Yep, other Drexler horse I think makes a little bit of sense. Was in that race last time with the runoff leader and just couldn't kind of hang out there. Real quick here, this is one of the big questions of the weekend, Aaron. I'll let you talk a little bit about this. Are we back on the good side of bell curve? Rosario gets a win at Gulfstream, wins the first yesterday. Now headed to Oaklawn for the weekend, where he dominated last year. Is this what Rosario needs to get that confidence back?
He needed better horses, I think, is the biggest thing, and he has no excuse this weekend. Yeah, I mean, you should see him in the winner's circle multiple times. Papa Dude and I went over the Oaklawn card on our show yesterday, but, in general, and I know you're going to agree, Papa Dude, he's on good horses in almost all the races he's in. So I would be shocked if you don't see him in the winner's circle at least 3 or 4 times this weekend.
One other thing I want to talk about today, which is an interesting thing to watch at Oaklawn. Aaron, I'm sure you're taking a peek at this. And Papa Dude, as much as you love the Ass Man, I'm sure you are as well. Currently sitting on 9,997 wins today. He's got a couple early starters at Fairgrounds. Did you notice at the middle of the card, he has his son riding everything at Oaklawn? Mm-hmm. You can kind of see he is trying to get his 10,000th win with his son aboard. It'll be interesting to watch today at Oaklawn. Nice little happy horse racing story here. Something to take a peek at as we go through the day. Fairgrounds, I think he's got a pretty good horse in the first. So he should try and get one early there. He's got one early at Oaklawn without his son, and then the 5 in the middle of that card, all with his son, which he's trying to line up for 10,000. So cool little story there at Oaklawn. We'll see if Steve Ashman able to get win number 10,000 today with his son aboard. If not, he's got the closer, Joel Rosario, there riding for him in the last race, so maybe we'll get it there as well. But a fun little side story to watch if you are playing Oaklawn today. All right, let's jump into the best bets of the day. It was tough. I would say we all agree with that. It was not the easiest day ever to come up with best bets. Because of that, I'm going to play a chalk horse here at Tampa Bay Downs. I'm going to race number 3, horse number 1, Our Fantasy, who towers over this field. 7-5 on the morning line. I'm hoping we get somewhere around 6-5. This horse is just dropping monsterly in class for Victor Barbosa, is clicking off at 30% at Tampa, gets Camacho up 24% at Tampa, dropping from optional claimers all the way to 5,000 non-winners of 1 in a year. Oh, and by the way, going from Gulfstream to Tampa. So 2 major drops here. I think this horse absolutely dominates over this field, runs away from him. If we don't get the 4-5 price, I'm going to play the 1-7 exacta in this spot. I think the 7 is clearly the second best horse. I was between the 7 and the 8, but I'm going 7. So give me the 1-7 exacta at Tampa, race number 3, if we fall below the 4-5 threshold. If not, I think the 1 is an easy winner in Tampa 3 here. Aaron, I know you agreed on this horse as well.
Totally agree. Yeah, I think this is an easy winner as well. I like it. I hope you get the price. But if not, I don't hate the exacta either. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I like it. This one horse should be pretty tough to beat in this spot. Really good spot for this horse.
All right, Aaron, heading to the racetrack as well. Going with Gulfstream number 9. Tell us a little bit about these 7 horse here.
Yeah, so we talked about, or the 6 horse.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. We talked a little bit about the 8th race, obviously. So if you want to kind of pair up a couple of the horses we're talking about with this one, that might be okay as well. I'm kind of with Somich worried about the price a little bit, but I think we're okay in this spot. I'm going to go with number 6, West Bank. This horse, pretty good debut race last time out, got second, beaten 3 1/4. But it's important to note, it was Bill Mott first time starter. The Bill Mott first time to second time start, that's usually when you see a big time jump for his horses. So I think if he improves off that effort, he's I should say, is way the horse to beat in the spot. So I think the number 6 West Bank is going to be tough. If we have to have an exacta in this one, I'll take the horse just to the inside, the number 5, another horse that ran pretty well last time out, kind of at the similar level, only got beat a length and a half. So we'll go 6-5 on the exacta if we get below 4-5 on the 6.
2 very logical horses there. I like the 1 a little bit as an absolute bomb here. 15-1 on the morning line. Syed stays aboard. Just crossed the first race out. It was a learning experience. We'll see if we can run better here. Second time out, 15-1. But I agree with Aaron. I did have the 6 on top in this spot. All right, Papa Dude, close us out with your best bet of the day here.
Okay, well, I do want to mention my bet last night. I've never been so mad at a team in my life as I was. Mississippi. Now, if you'll remember on the show yesterday, I said the only way they lose is if they choke, or if the game is fixed, or if they throw the game on purpose, which is fixed. And if you watched any of it, that's what it looked like. I knew after watching for 4 minutes of that game, they are choking so bad. Aaron, did you watch any of it?
No, I didn't need to. We kept getting your texts. It's like, I'm not turning that
I
on.
have to watch one of these games with Papa Dude because I can just see him the cartoon characters blows the top. 10 times a game, I bet Papa Dude does that.
I have never seen worse passes. The passing, they weren't even close to the guys. Yeah. On the other end of the floor, just standing there, watching people just go right by him. It was a total choke job. We're talking a 23-4 team. So they were only given 1 point against 12-13 South Alabama. They weren't worth a crap. South Alabama is no good. I would bet it again today because the one thing you can't handicap, when are they going to choke?
Right.
You cannot handicap that. And they choked. No, Dr. Tang, you got lucky. There's no way
they won by 40.
That's the thing. They won by 40.
46, not -1 to cover that.
Right.
You just said he got lucky. They won by 40 points.
No. He got lucky with this pick. He has no way of knowing when a team's going to choke. He doesn't know that. This is a 23-4 against a 12-13. They've proven they're better than they are.
I don't know. Dr. Tang has contacts in the medical world at both South Alabama
that's true.
and Southern Miss. He might have been texting him about this game.
This one, Dr. Tang and me are buddies. Dr. Tang, this one pissed me off. I want you to know that. This one made me mad. I want you to know. Now, to his credit, he did not rub it in.
That's nice.
So he didn't send a picture of whatever the mascot is every single time.
No, he didn't. He was great about it. I think he had something better to do. Yeah. Really didn't bother me last night. Not bother me, but bother me with that last night. Anyway, all right. So today I thought, okay, I'm going to go against everything I ever do. Okay, I'm going with two.
You went 5-0 last week, guys.
I know, but I'm 0-2 for this week, and last night just burned my ass. It just did. I knew after 3 minutes of watching that game, this is over. There is no way this team. Hey, they got animals too. They have got a great team, and I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, where am I? Okay. I'm going with two teams that aren't very good, and I don't like to bet teams.
Good start.
Yeah.
I don't like to go with teams that aren't very good, but okay, the Senators. That's hockey. For those of you that don't know, they're playing pretty well right now, and they're playing the worst team in the league, the Blackhawks, who aren't playing very well, and they're at home. So I do like this one. I think we're going to get this one. This is a money line special here, and we're getting plus money. The one that worries me a little bit is the Wyoming game. Wyoming's not very good, but they're playing Air Force. And Air Force has been out on flight maneuvers all week long. I think they're a little tired. They're trying to hunt down balloons. Shooting down these unbelievable, dangerous balloons that keep flying over this country. It's just amazing how dangerous these things are. And anyway, we've got our best basketball players out tracking these babies down. So I don't think they're going to be ready to play at Wyoming. Wyoming's coming off a big win over New Mexico. I think they keep it going. Sends Wyoming money line special at plus 101 tonight.
So you're not worried that they're going to be strong on defense tonight because they've been shooting these balloons down?
A little weary, I think. They're going to be a little bit weary. I think they're going to get a little jet lag.
Yeah. They don't ever fly, so I'm sure that they'll be tired from it, right? All right, let's end this before it gets even further off the rails. Best bets for the day. Aaron going race number 9 at Gulfstream Park. Horse number 6, 7-5 on the morning line. Backing it up with the 6-5 exact. The Papa Dude taking the Sens and Wyoming money line parlay plus 101. I'm going to go to Tampa Bay. Take race number 3, horse number 1, 7-5 as well on the morning line. Backup exact is going to be 1-7 in case we fall below the threshold. 4-3 on the week, up $50, up 337 for the year. Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow, which is a absolute cannot miss episode. Papa Dude will be picking the XFL games. All two of them.
No.
Be ready for it. Thank you very much for joining us. Good luck with all your bets today. We will see y'all tomorrow.